Assalamualaikum everyone. I am Ariba Tariq Lutfi and welcome to Santi's weekly broadcast Nazariya, the power of experience. So let's carry on our conversation about experiences versus knowledge with Pakistan's leading ophthalmologists and their practice in glaucoma and share it with our viewers. So I would like to introduce one of the highly esteemed ophthalmic experts who is a director, professor, and consultant at SIOBS Hyderabad, Professor Dr. Khalid Talpur. Assalamualaikum, Dr. Khalid Talpur. Firstly, welcome to Santi's weekly broadcast, Nazariya. Would you like to say a few words about it?
Walaikum assalam, and thank you very much, Ariba, for organizing this important event. Sante has been regularly organizing the academic events even before this COVID situation. So this is a good idea and a good venture of the Sante.
Thank you so much, Professor Khalid. So let's start the conversation so that we can get on with our topic as well. So Professor Khalid, would you please firstly like to give us an overview about glaucoma and the prevalence of glaucoma patients during your practice?
Yes, that's a very important and a good question. We have been seeing the glaucoma patients regularly here in our practice. And I think the overall, the prevalence of the glaucoma all over world is about 1.5 to 2% of the population which suffers from the glaucoma. And more or less the same incidence or prevalence is here in Pakistan, in our country. We are seeing more and more number of the patients of the glaucoma because of the awareness of the patients, general public, as well as the available facilities for the treatment of the glaucoma.
Agreed. Would you like to share with us any cases that are related to glaucoma that were memorable for you, or a case that would make the audience or the viewers learn more about it and how different glaucoma is in real life than what they have studied?
Yes. The common thing which we have glaucoma, because glaucoma is a very difficult disease. Number one, it is not easy to diagnose in the early stages. The other important thing in the glaucoma is the course of the disease. We know that the course of the disease is very, very variable from person to person. It is not a stereotype disease. Some people get very, very slow process, slowly rising disease, and some people get stable disease, then suddenly the disease get worse and it has got ups and downs in it. So the disease process variability gives us a difficulty in management of the glaucoma and understanding the progress of the disease. The third important point in the glaucoma is in the management, because it is such a slowly progressive disease. Patient doesn't realize that whether he is getting benefit of the treatment or not. The education of the patient is very, very important. We have to keep in patient's mind that once the disease is started, this is going to stay with the patient for rest of the life. And so this is a very, very important point to put in the patient's mind.
So I agree with you, Professor
Yes.
Khalid, that patients really need to be aware of how the disease is going to take the toll on their lives. These were very educational points, I would say, that you mentioned with us. Professor Khalid, I have another question with you. That what is your treatment of choice for glaucoma, or how do you treat a patient when they first are discovered?
Okay. Once the patient is diagnosed of glaucoma, then obviously the treatment, the management comes into the play. We have to know the patient very well, that what type of the patient he is. the age of the patient, the socio-economical condition of the patient, where the patient live. Is it easy for him or her to approach the doctor easily? And then the affordability of the patient is very important, that whether what type of treatment the patient can afford. So considering all these things, we have got three options: medical therapy, surgical therapy, and the laser therapy. If the patient is affording, well educated, and he or she understands the nature of the disease, compliance of the patient is good, then I think that I will start patient with the medical therapy first and control the IOP. And once the IOP is controlled, then we need to bring to the normal level. Then we have to maintain that intraocular pressure. So that is the medical therapy. But there are obviously certain patients which after the controlling the IOP, remember the only thing which can control or treat in the glaucoma is the intraocular pressure. That is the thing which we can treat. And all these three modalities which I mentioned are meant to control the intraocular pressure. Now for the maintenance, we have got again two types. Either we continue with the medical therapy or we switch to the surgical therapy, depending upon the status of the patient, what type of the patient he is, and the stage of the disease, what stage the patient has got. So that is the decision of ophthalmologist. He's going to make that the which therapy will be optimum for this particular patient. The laser therapy is another choice, which is a part-time therapy. This is not a permanent therapy. There are very, very limited indications of the laser therapy, where if the medical therapy, if the IOP is not coming to the desired level, then we can add laser therapy to bring it to the desired level. And then after bringing to the desired level, and we think that the patient cannot, maintain the intraocular pressure, and he is difficult to have a surgery due to various reasons. He's handicapped. He cannot come to the hospital. There are many things in which the surgery is difficult. Then the laser has got a very important role to play. So now we have got a wide variety of the intraocular lowering agents available in the market. And this has given a good, space for us as compared to previously, and maintaining it with the medical therapy. And medical therapy's role has increased with the availability of these agents. There are various types of the agents are available, and there are first line, second line, third line therapies available. Generally, we try to give the drugs which are easy to use and which has got minimum dosage, so that it is convenient for the patient. Not only minimum number of dosage, but good powerful effect of lowering the intraocular pressure. So considering these things, I think the prostaglandin analog are the drugs which are usually the front line or the first line therapy for the primary open angle glaucoma. Sante, definitely, they have produced this variety of prostaglandin analogs, and I think this has given us a good choice to treat the patient as a first line management. So that is the first line management. After that, if the intraocular pressure is not coming to the desired level, then we have to add the other drugs, which are like the prostaglandin, the carbonic anhydrase inhibitors, and the beta blockers. These are the other choices we have got available, which we can add to the Sante has got Codozal, which is easily available and quite effective drug to control the intraocular pressure and maintain the intraocular pressure.
Yes. So thank you for expressing your views over the products as well. Do you have any advice that you would like to give the up and coming and young ophthalmologists that you have learned so far through your experience?
Yes, excellent. That's a very good question. Now, we have to take this specialty very, very seriously. And we have to have in every teaching hospital a glaucoma subspecialty well established, in which there should be a well dedicated team of glaucoma, in which there should be ophthalmologists, ophthalmic assistants, nurses, and good theaters for the glaucoma. And the youngsters should be given a lot of incentive to join these subspecialties, and so that this subspecialty should grow.
Yeah.
Only giving space to youngsters and facilitating them, that is going to help us in fighting this menace of glaucoma. So I will advise to my juniors that we have got here at SIUBS well-established glaucoma subspecialty, headed by an assistant professor in ophthalmology, and we are trying to establish the glaucoma service here, improving it, and we are also doing community screening programs and community identification of the at-risk patients, and bringing them to the hospital as early as possible. So the youngsters, they have got this very interesting field, curious field, lot of research in it, and you can save the patients who is going to go blind. And it's a very challenging field for the youngsters. For the youngsters who like to take the challenges, this is a very good field for them. And I think ultimately they are going to take up the future of this field and ease the patient's difficulties in the glaucoma. So thank you very much.
That was a great answer. So thank you, Professor Khalid, for your time and experience that you have shared with us and the viewers. To end the session, I would like to end it with a quote that experience cannot be taught. Therefore, Professor Khalid, your Nazariya and experience will teach our viewers much more about ophthalmology than before. So thank you for coming on Nazariya and sharing your insightful experience with us. And Allah Hafiz.
Thank you very much. I'm thankful to the to Sante. So all in all, well done, Sante, and I congratulate you all.
Thank you so much, Professor Khalid, for your time. It was an honor for me to have you on this platform.